Shalom. We want to start off by saying, Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth sincerity. This is Ra'ab Amaf with the Nebraska camp. This is GMS Any Push to the Mark. Yeah, man, getting straight to it. This lesson is going over flipping talents. Matter of fact, it always happened like that, man. So we keep the party going, I guess, Uh, um, let's see here. Because the first scripture, try to get it, the precept. Daniel 12:4 says, But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And the reason why I bring that out is because there's this knowledge is our talent, okay? This knowledge is our talent. And the knowledge is running to and fro, and there's a lot of information. So to be the same packet prophet, to be the same man that you was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, last week, yesterday, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, yesterday, every day we're supposed to be trying to better ourselves in our walk, because not saying that but the scriptures tell you that. It says those that run a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. You know what I'm saying? So run that you may obtain, right? This life period is a competition. This truth isn't a competition truly, but the energy you put in it has to be a competition, and you're competing with the nigga in you. You're constantly trying to outdo him and not give him no space of your time. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, we're trying to be the best version of ourselves. And that's very important. As there was a statement, I hate to quote the guy, but Tyson, said one time, imagine that you died, and you get to see the when you die, all you left is with your accomplishments. Now I'm not thinking about that, because I'm thinking about, I'm amongst the hopeful elect, however it go, but I pray that I'm amongst the hopeful elect to, get beamed up, but my mindset is, I did think about that, like, dang, if I were to, go right now, what can I leave my children? What can I leave this ministry? What can I leave, what have I contributed that can linger past my life, that would make a statement, and that's your legacy. Not any things that you accomplish materialistic, because, the car, you can get the best car, you go, that car gonna go to, somebody else, especially if they ain't paid for. It's gonna go right back to the company. The house, just like, Solomon said, all is vanity, but truth isn't, okay? And that's that thing that we want to leave behind, is what our actions on how we handle situations and things like that. But going back into the subject at hand, this truth is our talent, okay? We're gonna read that scripture last, but I want to get a couple build-up scriptures to start it out the gate. So we're gonna start off at Proverbs 3:13. It says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding." Okay, for the merchandise of it. Okay, because when you go back to the word talent in the etymology and it's crazy, because the first portion, it says it's an inclination, disposition, will, desire. Okay, just like you got America's Got Talent. You know what I'm saying? Inclination, leaning, will, desire, because talent ain't really, to be honest, when you're talking about a talent, like a skill set, talent isn't real how people think it is. It's just something that people attach to early on earlier than others. You know, just like if somebody draws, it's not people say, oh, he's talented. No, they wanted to draw early, so they paid attention to do it. It's not like they, just naturally got an eye for it. You know, people just have a desire for it, which makes them have an eye for it. Okay? When it goes to boxers, athletes, being studious, they have an eye for it. Everybody may sit in class, but there's them kids that like really it sparks their interest, so they get more intrigued, so you think it's a talent. Like, dang, he's naturally good at this. No, he naturally has a desire for it, so he's going to naturally pay attention. Okay? But continuing on, it says a balanced pair of scales. Okay? Hence, weight, definite weight, anything weighed, and in later times, sum of money. Okay? To lift, support, weight, with derivatives referring to measured weights and thence money and payment. Okay? So, in ancient times, it was measurements and weights because talents, equaled out to a certain amount of weights. When you balance it, you have weights on one side and you put the talents, and then it'll let you know how much that portion of silver or gold was worth. Okay? So getting back to the precept, because I wanted to go into understanding, the talents is, speaking on money. Okay? But that money is our wisdom. Okay, the money is the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and we're going to prove it through these scriptures, and then we'll get into the talents. It says, Proverbs 3:14, it says, for the merchandise of it, which is your wisdom, or the wisdom of the Most High bestowed upon us, for the wisdom of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and in all things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Okay? Because that's the thing. A lot of these people will chase degrees and don't even know what that, it's crazy that they had degrees and be dumb as hell. Because they really chase it for money. A lot of people's eyes are single towards mammon, So, I'm going to continue on. Ecclesiastes 7:11, it says, wisdom is good with an inheritance. Okay? And by it, there is a profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So it tells you that money's a defense. Money will help you get out of jams, but wisdom will help you not get out of jams by not getting into financial jams or not getting into stupid situations. You could be out there being a sluggard, not being wise, and end up, speeding, getting a speeding ticket, getting into quarrels, going to jail, putting yourself getting the wrong woman, you know what I'm saying, getting on child support, like it'll hit you harder than losing $5, I tell you that much, or not knowing how to get $5, right? So we're gonna continue on again. Proverbs 2:1, it says, my son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, you see, this knowledge, receive the words of what? The words of the Bible. Okay? And do what? And hide my commandments within thee. That means put it in your bowels. Eat this roll. Okay? Eat this whole roll and let it go to the belly, to the innermost parts. Okay? So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom, right? And apply thy heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and lift this up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest her as for hid treasures, then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of the Most High. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly, man. And that's beautiful, man. This wisdom and his knowledge is, like it says in verse 2 or 4, if thou seekest her as silver and searcheth her as for hid treasures. Okay? Because it is. You know what I'm saying? You can, if you could build a car, you wouldn't have to spend money on one. Or you could spend less money on one if you could build a car from scratch. So it's just like cooking. It's just like knowledge. Knowledge is important. And I'm just applying it to worldly things so Jake can understand the spiritual things, because there's truth that's being increased. There's lessons every day. The elders are going over the King's Highway right now. It don't mean that you just read that, regurgitate it. No, you're supposed to read that and go, and you're supposed to dig and go deep. That's why GMS excels so much through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because it's all about flipping talents here. Okay? Not I'm gonna keep it funky, man. You're supposed to, you listen to that lesson, you're supposed to go into your own deeper research, and the spirit to be on one brother to go to the King's Highway, the spirit to be on the other brothers to show how Israelites are all over the four corners of the earth. It'll be on brothers to go into cultures of Jake and everything, and the spirit to be moving, because even when the apostles was doing that video, before that, I was going, the spirit had me to go over the Assyrian Empire and how they were operating. You know what I'm saying? Not just, a quick Wikipedia search, but books, them long YouTube videos, and seeing how they was operating. And, you find out that, there was the tactics that Esau used in America is the same thing that the Assyrians used. And it proves that nothing's new under the sun. And that's why the Lord called them Assyrians as well. Okay? Because they'll relocate, nations into other countries and pretty much flip-flop them, so they're not familiar with where they are, and it would make them more subservient to their ruler, and that's what happens to this day. And they'll talking about how cruel they were, how they was, they'll kill everybody in their path and everything, man. And it gets under way more understanding. I got more understanding about Nineveh, things like that. And you just flip that talent, and when you do that, and it's another thing that stop you from being a mockingbird. Okay? It'll stop you from regurgitating what somebody said, and you don't, because this truth is not malleable, but your words should be. Because somebody that's, as Paul said, I become all that I might gain some. Okay? So if you only know one way to project some information, because you're just reading off the screen type stuff, then what about somebody that's not as smart, or somebody that's super wise and they want to know more? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to Jake off the street. Say that the Assyrian Empire with the gates of Ishtar off in the Middle East. There was the people that ruled before Babylon. You should be able to say that. With other people, you could go into the BCs and, what year, what century, with somebody that's more intricately invested. But if you don't flip your talent, which means you get the base form of the knowledge through whatever lane that you get it from, more than likely we're going to consistently get it from each other, and it's going to start with our apostles. We're supposed to turn around and be like the Church of Berea, search that out and increase, so that we can be not only an assistant, but take a lot of the load off of, our elders. All right. Speaking of men such as myself and anybody else that's in my position, like, yo, we'll be taking a load off. We're the young men that got the energy, that's strong. Not saying that the elders aren't strong, because they're pumping harder than us. But it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? It should be like we're making it easy, and they're just like reassuring what we're saying. But let's get to the precept, okay? Get to the meat and potatoes of it. All right. So when we go into Matthew's chapter 25, all right, so it says, Matthew 25:14, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Okay? Because remember, the Lord said there's a city, in Esdras, there's a city that we are traveling to, and we can't go to the right or to the left. And this is a context clue telling you that the Lord got you traveling this road, but he's going to equip you with things to last you through from beginning to end. He's going to give you stuff to help you not stray away from the right or the left. He's going to give you provisions to give you the energy to keep going, the faith boosters and things like that. Okay? He's going to give you the boots and the jackets and all that. But it's up to you to flip that, to make them better, to look and improve things. We have to have a productive mindset. We have to have a mindset to increase, to want to know, to want to be better. Okay? And it says, and unto one, he gave 5 talents, with to another 2. So what does that mean? Some brothers start out the gate with more on their table. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers start out the gate with more on their table. As far as knowledge, as far as ability, some brothers like, you got brothers that, like the algorithm, Zaquan Ariala does. You got brothers that go into history, you got brothers go into Hebrew, and you got brothers that do more. One brother may be a geographical, have the faith. They may have gotta have good psalms, faith booster, good speaker. They may have more abilities, and those abilities is your money. And you can't just swing your sword and say, "Look at me, look at the ability that I have," and you're not trying to improve it. Just like speaking. Speaking is something that I do, and I often look up things and try to speak more fluently, trying to rewatching my videos to see what I'm doing and what I'm saying, and trying to adjust the way I talk to make it more suitable for edification. Okay? Then see here, and that's another thing I'm trying to stop saying all the time, but it's a habitual thing. So Lord's will, it says, and to another one, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Okay? Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with some and made them other 5 talents. How you trade that? You go onto YouTube. What's the sum? The YouTube of the brothers. You're not trying to share knowledge to say, this is what I know. It's like, I found this out. What do you think about this? And that brother was like, well, yeah, I seen this. And then you start comparing and then you add on to it like Lego blocks. Okay? That's what we're supposed to do with that talent, is to flip it. The only way you flip it is just like I said, the elders are going over with the situation with vocab and all that. You're supposed to be going into things, going into the history of things and flipping, because they already gave us a good foundation to go off of. They gave us it's like, the sipping paint. You ain't got no blank canvas. They already gave you the outline, the etch-a-sketch of what you need to be doing. So it's up to you to say, I'm going to turn this into something more beautiful than what it is. Not to shit on nobody, not to say, hey, look at what I did, but to make something good better for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for the sake of edification ultimately. Okay? It says 17, it says, and likewise, he that received 2 talents, he also gained other 2. But he that had 1 talent and received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. You see? So this knowledge, how do you hide it? You don't share it with nobody. You just walk around thinking you're better than people. You just take it and then regurgitate it, and you don't want to change it. Not saying change it to create a new doctrine, but to make it put more on it, put more information. Okay? Just like you see with the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Then when you go into the Tainos and the Aztecs, and you're supposed to go into that stuff and go into the history, so that way you can start correlating things way better in your own way, without deviating from the foundation of the doctrine. Okay? We got to put that in there, because a lot of jakes try to go too deep and try to find out their own thing. You don't want to do that. All right? You don't want to take the Lord's talent and then try to make your own money. try to mimic his money and try to make your own money and flip it that way. Don't do that. All right. You're supposed to go and trade amongst brothers. What we're trading knowledge. We just read how your knowledge is better than rubies. You know, this word, he says in Revelations, thou art poor, but thou art rich. Rich in what? Rich in faith, rich in knowledge, rich in understanding, rich in the spirit of the Heavenly Father. So we're supposed to be constantly increasing. Okay? It says, but he that received the one went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that received 5 talents came and brought 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good servant, thou faithful and good servant. Thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou unto the joy of the Lord. He that also received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. And then he which received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. I was afraid and went and hid my talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much they gave the same thing they got back, and that's that packet prophecy, that packet prophet type of thing, where you just got your notes and you do not deviate from them notes. You do not increase. You do not deviate. That's your Zaboks, your Nates, the people in Nate's camp. That's why when people come up to them and ask them things, they don't know what, no kind of rebuttal, can't adjust, can't do nothing. They just talk over you because they really low key putting their talent in a hole, in the ground, because they're scared to deviate and do anything. And some are just happy to have the talent and they just want to yell at people with it. You know, I got 2 talents. What you got? I got 1 talent. What you got? You ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, them people, the Lord give everybody talents that deserve it, and they will increase if it's the Lord's will. Okay? So just because you come into this truth don't mean you all said and done. You're supposed to be increasing when you come into the truth. You're supposed to show appreciation, man. And appreciation means to increase in value. Okay? Call Lord Yahbashim Yahushua for that connection, man. It says, now this is a major statement. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. So he's telling us, like, we know that the Lord searcheth out all things. We know that he's omnipotent, and he puts in work. We're supposed to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? How you think the knowledge is here? You know? We don't know how, the Lord's ancient of days, but at the end of the day, you don't get nothing through sitting on your ass, man, and saying con all the time and just writing stuff down and waiting on people to tell you things. Waiting on, a prophet or an elder to give you a lesson to inspire you to, so you can redo that lesson. No, man, you're supposed to be waking up, going to sleep, eat, drinking shit. This truth, man, it's supposed to be in you all day. You're supposed to be looking and being inspired all day, man. By yourself. There's too much going on to be inspired by anything that's spiritual, man. There's too much going on. It's Trump convicted. Biden is approving of missiles, long range missiles being shot in Russia, and if they do that, they were about an increase in weaponry responses from Russia, which is going to ultimately lead to World War III. You got the Gaza and Israel. You got you know, the atrocities going on in Babylon. You got South America. You got Arabs and Middle Easterners coming from South America. Like how they get over there in the first place? You know, there's a lot going on. Then you got scoffers and scorners, you know, which make us go deeper into the scriptures. Like even that's another point. The Lord is almost forcing us to increase out. He's like he's throwing us a alley, man. He's throwing us an alley with these scoffers. And if we jump on it, we gonna yam it, man. Again, he provides us provisions for the trip. Okay? It says, and thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers. Okay? And then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. Okay? Because it's a blessing. We were blessed with the gift of grace. This truth is a gift. And as a gift, we're supposed to appreciate it, which means increase in value. And show our appreciation by showing the results of us increasing the value of what the Lord gave us. Okay? If he gave me a gold bowl and it's a gold bowl, you're supposed to shine it up, put some designs on it. You know what I'm saying? And increase its value. Okay? Not walk around with the bowl look and putting your chest out so everybody can they're holy. Oh, mom. That's what a lot of these other camps do, man. And other brothers too, man. You can't just sit on this like it's an egg, man. You know? We have to, speaking at just all of us, you know? Some and I can't really say all of us because there's a lot of brothers that do it on an excessive rate, man. You know? And that's supposed to inspire brothers to do more. Okay? Because there's living examples that it can be done. All right? It says, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which have 10 talents. Which means, what that means? Let's see here. Yeah, it goes, well, I'll quote it because, I believe it's in Mark. It says, he that hath, to whatever he hath, will be taken away. Yeah, it's like it. My phone card cut off, so my phone cut off. I actually got the verse that I was quoting as well. Matthew 13:11. It says, he answered and said unto them, which is Yahushua, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. You don't even know what you're in. A lot of Jake don't even know the situation they're in. I've been in so many situations, especially as a child, that I didn't know the gravity of the moment I was in. I was just living in the moment and not like really increasing in that moment, because I was just living as a brute beast. Oh, this is fun. Oh, I'm worried. Or this is hard. It's the only thing I was worried about. And then I look back at it like, damn, I was doing something mighty, but I let this discourage me because I was fearful, or I was slothful, or I did something great because I just did it because it was fun. But if I knew the gravity of what I was doing, I would have did a whole lot more with what I had. So at the end of the day, you got to understand that what we're in. We're doing a mighty work right now. Okay? It says, verse 29, for unto everyone that hath shall be given. Salaki, I read that already. And verse 30 says, and cast ye the unprofitable servant to outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. And then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. So, yeah, hopefully this is edifying, man. I just wanted to push across, man, to you, Akin, man, like, increase. The Lord is going to give us time. He's going to give us resources to do what's asked. So increase, man. Don't make excuses. Don't be lazy. Don't be fearful and try to wait because you don't want to make a mistake. That's a part of the game. That's a part of it. As long as we're in sincerity and we're doing it, and we're striving lawfully for these masteries, the Lord ain't going to sit there and say, oh, you wicked, man. What the fuck wrong with you? He ain't going to be like that. You make a mistake, though, that's a learning lesson for you. Which is what? Another way to increase in it. And that's another point, man. Them talents that you're increasing ain't always going to be like, hey, I won't trade you. Okay. No, you have to negotiate, man. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to travel far. You're going to have to sit there for hours looking up something and going over something over and over and over. It don't come by, I got a talent. Who got a talent? Let's trade. Let's try to flip it. And somebody say, oh, me. And it's that easy, bro. No. This thing is hard increasing, man. But we supposed to make being uncomfortable comfortable. So it shouldn't be hard increasing, even though it is hard, because you're used to it. Running's hard. But if you're used to running and you have the mental fortitude, you'll just stick to it, man. All right? Discipline, consistency, and character. Or discipline, consistency, and virtue. So with that being said, I'm going to say, Kalo, Yabashim Yashai, Yabashim Yashai, Bashim Kakadash, Brakatham, Shalom.